This is Earl Vernacular TV, being blunt and sparking conversation. Sparking conversation. On today's video, I contend that there would be no Palestinian state. The United States and its European allies, France, Germany, Great Britain, these nations have no intention of establishing a Palestinian state. Israel is the representation of European imperial power within that region. So they has no intention of establishing a Palestinian state. There would be no two-state solution. You hear me out? There would be no two-state solution. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is set on wiping the people out of Gaza. There would be no two-state solution. Israel, as the colonial power, is always going to serve as the dominant power. There would be no two-state solution. The United States has no intention of establishing a Palestinian state. Why would they? AIPAC, the American Israeli Public Affairs Committee, has a hold on the United States and its Congress and politicians. There would be no two Palestinian state. There would be no two-state solution. There would be no Palestinian state. The genocide that is taking place in Gaza have exposed everything to the world. The duplicity, the hypocrisy. There would be no two-state solution. As you see, the former President Donald Trump strongly supported Israel. Now he's coming back to power. He took the Israeli capital to Jerusalem. That was against international law. He is coming back to power. His backup, Sheldon Adelson, even though he's dead, his widow, continued to support Trump in his re-election. Now Trump has been re-elected. I truly believe in my heart there are people in this country believe that Trump is the president to overthrow the Iranian regime. So the Middle East is finna get even more hotter. There will be no Palestinian state. The United States has no intention of establishing a sovereign Palestinian state. You can see within the United Nations the vetoing of every resolution against Israel and what is going on in Gaza. The United States shoots it down. Joe Biden, the current president, President Joe Biden, has given Israel Prime Minister all the bombs he needs to create the type of destruction that we see. These bombs are coming from European powers, Germany, France, Great Britain, the United States. They are backing Israel to the fullest because Israel is their colonial project. Israel is the imperial project within the Middle East region. There will be no Palestinian state. However, as we saw with October 7th, as tragic as October 7 was, many tragedy has been committed by the Israeli against the Palestinian before October 7th, as sad as that may be. There will be no Palestinian state. The terroristic act that was committed by Hamas last year on October 7th, it shocked the international community, which it should. Which it should. 1,200 people dead. 200 people kidnapped, which it should. But there are thousands and thousands of children in Israeli jail, indefinite detention. Israel has been bombing Gaza, over 45,000 people dead. There will be no Palestinian state. You hear me out. There will be no Palestinian state. President Trump is coming back to power. Many believes that he is the president that will overthrow the Iranian regime. He is going to press the Iranian regime so much to destroy its axle in Hezbollah, in Hamas, in the Houthis. You understand? The Triple H, President Joe Biden, hasn't done anything to show that he wants to establish a Palestinian state. Every resolution has been voted down against any condemnation against Israel in the United Nations. The bombs are just going over and over. Killing, destruction. The International Criminal Court has told Israel to stop its genocidal campaign. The United Nations, all these countries within the United Nations body have come against Israel, but yet Israel continue its destruction of the Palestinian people, its removal of the Palestinian people to take their land. You heard Trump's son-in-law, Kushner, Jared Kushner. Jared Kushner has a close relationship with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. When Netanyahu visits New York, he stays in the Trump Tower. That relation is very tight. There will be no Palestinian state when Trump comes to power. Trump is going to press Iran so hard, he's going to sanction them. You got in the current news that Iranian operatives try to assassinate Trump. All this narrative is already taking place. Beating the war, beating the drums of war, beating the drums of war. Trump may pull out of Ukraine, but I can assure you, he finna press Iran to try to overthrow the Iranian regime. There will be no Palestinian state. Trump is even better with Netanyahu. You heard his son-in-law, Jared Kushner. He said, those Gaza beachfront property are very valuable. So we need to remove the Palestinian people from within Gaza, put them in the Negev desert, or send them to Egypt. These people have no intention whatsoever of establishing a sovereign Palestinian state with its own military. So Israel controls the whole narrative. But because of October 7th, as tragic as that event was, it's exposing the West. It's exposing the colonial power of Israel and what it's doing to the Palestinian people. The destruction. It's breaking down the United Nations as a body. Israel labeled the United Nations Secretary a non grata, going against the International Criminal Court, going against the whole United Nations body, the assassination of journalists, the killing of UN peacekeeping forces out there in Lebanon. Israel is breaking apart. The Western model, the Western imperial colonial system is being broken apart. There would be no Palestinian state. The only way there would be a Palestinian state if those in the global south acquire power within the international system. The war in Russia and Ukraine is picking up. China, the BRICS met in Russia a few weeks ago in Kazan, Russia, to discuss a multipolar world. The unipolar world is gone. America once dominated the international system. European dominated the international system. But it's a new day. There is different conversations is being had. Different power. You got China with almost 2 billion people. India, 1.5 billion people. Africa, 1.5 billion people on the continent. The Europeans, they are the minority on this planet. But they have dominated the conversation. They have dominated the international system. European tribalism created World War I and World War II. The expansionism created those great worlds. The United Nations was established, saying it would bring about peace. It would bring about sovereignty to nation states. But we haven't seen that. The Europeans and the Americans still dominate the international system. But it's a new day. Conversation is being had. There are billions of other people in the world who wants a Palestinian state. And those in the global south, as the power changes, the power dynamic is changing. You can agree to disagree, but the power dynamic is changing. China, a rising power in the east. India, you got many power. Iran, Pakistan. The continent of Africa is taking a different course from European colonization and neocolonialism. We see the destruction of the international order. Israel, Ukraine, and all these nation states is bringing about the destruction of the international order, because we can see the hypocrisy. You label Vladimir Putin a war criminal. He committed genocide in Ukraine, but yet you shell Benjamin Netanyahu as he commit genocide within Gaza, the destruction. There will be no Palestinian state. And Trump, those who voted for Trump, the Muslim community in the United States, they voted for Trump because they believe he would bring about peace within the Middle East. I can assure you, the Zionist regime got Trump in their pocket, down to the teeth. A hardcore Zionist, Sheldon Adelson, who supported Trump's first election, his wife, his widow, been backing Trump in this election. Trump has won the presidential election now. Let's see what's about to happen. I truly believe the Zionists, the Shah, the former dictator, the king, the Shah, his family, they're all waiting in the back. The MEK, Ultra, they're all waiting in the back to try to overthrow the Iranian regime. It's been since 1979 that the United States and the Shah were disposed from out of Iran. Europeans were disposed from out of Iran as far as dominating that nation in this oil sector. Now they want to go back in there. The Ayatollah has been holding on power for over 40 years. Some in the United States believe, the Zionists believe, that Trump is the man to overthrow the Iranian regime. You hear me? There will be no Palestinian state. The United States, Great Britain, France, Germany, these nation states have been backing Israel in this genocidal campaign with the weapons, the destruction. We can see the hypocrisy within the international community, the true international community. China, damn near 2 billion people. Africa, 1.5. India, Pakistan, Nigeria. There are other people in the world. It's a new day. The conversation has changed. The global South will bring about a Palestinian state, even if the West will not bring a sovereign Palestinian state.